Scumbag Jack Smith is in the hot seat, the Brandon Gill episode. So, Jeremy, you know about Jack Smith, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's that scumbag who went after President Trump over classified documents that presidents, all former presidents, are allowed to have.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're going to jump right into this.
The gentleman from Texas, Mr. Gill, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Smith, in January of 2023, did you subpoena then Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy's toll records?
Yes, sir, we did.
Yes, you did. And the subpoena covered the time period between November 2020 and January 2021. Is that right?
I'm sorry, sir. Could you say that again?
We're not going to delay like this. The subpoena.
I like that he jumps on Jack Smith right there, because a lot of times the witnesses know these representatives only have 5 minutes to ask questions and get answers.
Yeah.
So I like that he's not playing around.
Yeah. So it's like, no, we need to get moving. We're not gonna stall for time by you making me repeat everything 5 times.
And you're gonna see in a lot of these videos, because I previewed some of these.
Yeah.
A lot of the Republicans are like, you know what? We're not messing around.
Yeah.
It covered the time period between November of 2020 and January 2021. How many days after Kevin McCarthy was sworn in as Speaker did you subpoena his records?
I don't recall, but those two things had nothing to do with one.
16 days after becoming the highest ranking Republican in the House of Representatives. You subpoenaed his toll records. Do you agree?
All right. So Kevin McCarthy becomes Speaker of the House.
Yep.
And he's subpoenaing toll records, phone records for the 4 to 6 months prior.
Was poll records. I mean, he's asking for
Phone records. Those are phone records.
Oh, see, I was thinking because they're in the East Coast, it would be toll. Like, where was he going?
Oh, no.
There's tons of toll everywhere you go on that end.
No. These are phone records. So he wants to see who the highest ranking Republican in Congress, at least in the House, is talking to.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're really like on a fishing expedition to see if they're talking to Trump or the people surrounding Trump.
Sure.
Agree that might reasonably be considered a violation of the speech or debate clause?
I do not, and I want to be clear that the toll
You were
records...
collecting months' worth of phone data on the Republican Speaker of the House, the leader of the opposition, right after he got sworn in as Speaker, all around the time of a major vote. That sounds like a flagrant violation of the speech or debate clause to me, and I think most people agree with me. And Speaker McCarthy had no recourse, did he? Because you issued a nondisclosure order ensuring that neither he nor any of the American people knew about these subpoenas. Is that right?
The non-content toll record subpoenas, we did secure non-disclosure orders for those subpoenas.
You did. And let me ask you...
Notice he doesn't really answer the question, though.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate here. I mean, he did say, no, we did secure those. I did notice the word non-disclosure, non-disclosure, non-content, which means he must have only known what the phone number was. He wouldn't, in the time, he wouldn't have known what was talking about.
We can go back and take a look at it really quick. Let's go back and see what he said actually to make sure we're on the right track with that. But he did not want the Speaker of the House to know he was...
No, that's absolutely.
The Speaker of the House was being investigated.
Yes, absolutely, which usually is only in an active investigation.
And I'm sorry, no, but to me, that's spying.
Well,
you have to be darn sure, because if you're going to go after the heads of government that way,
that's what I mean. I mean, that's a vice sting at that point. In that sense, I mean, you're looking for something that you don't want to let them know you're investigating. So, but yeah, it seems. I mean, you'd think they'd have to have some pretty damning, should I say, evidence.
But that's the problem. He doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back a little ways just to make sure.
Yeah. We did secure not.
Oh, right
there. It was right there.
Okay.
Clause to me, and I think most people agree with me. And Speaker McCarthy had no recourse, did he? Because you issued a non-disclosure order ensuring that neither he nor any of the American people knew about these subpoenas. Is that right?
The non-content toll record subpoenas, we did secure non-disclosure orders.
Yeah, so non-content, meaning all you got was a phone number and a length of time. They didn't know exactly what was said in it. Which
Yeah, but they know who's being talked to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know the phone number. You know the phone number. You know the time frame. You just don't know exactly what was said, which actually can be kind of damning in itself. If it's just me and you talking, and they have that content, and they have to show that content, and they know that we're just talking about baking a ham, well, that pretty much ends your investigation right there. But if all you can show is that, hey, we talk a couple days a week for an hour. Oh, wow. What do they talk about? Oh, my gosh. And it doesn't matter that we're talking about the world's best ham or the world's best this, or, that's the thing. And so sometimes the non-disclosure, or I'm sorry, the not non-disclosure, the non-content records are worse sounding than if you got the content records.
I just want to say this. I am offended you said we were talking about the world's best ham. I am Jewish, Jeremy.
I forgot, yes.
We'd be talking about bacon. Sorry, Mom.
We have never, ever, ever talked about ham when we've talked on the phone.
Yeah, it's bacon.
Well.
Double cheeseburgers. All right.
For those subpoenas.
You did. And let me ask you, Mr. Smith, at the time you secured those non-disclosure orders, was Speaker McCarthy a flight risk?
Listen to this. Is Speaker McCarthy a flight risk?
Which is why you wouldn't want to tell him that you're recording.
No, here's the thing. This is the Speaker of the House. The highest
he's going to run off to,
in the House of Representatives.
Uruguay or somewhere.
The non-disclosure order was based on concerns about...
Was Speaker McCarthy a flight risk?
He was not.
He was not. Then why did your non-disclosure order refer to him as a flight risk? It says right here, the court finds reasonable grounds to believe that such disclosure will result in flight from prosecution.
Right there, that's damning. How can he sit there and say, oh, the speaker was in a flight risk? Yeah.
And then turn around and he told the courts that he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hilarious part is I can't imagine McCarthy being a flight risk.
No, where's the Speaker of the House going to go?
Well, and even if you wanted to take all that out, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he ran his entire platform and his whole beliefs on stand and fight.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he's not going to be a flight risk.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to put destruction or tampering of evidence, intimidation, blah, 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 blah,
I would absolutely believe that of any congressman.
Absolutely. But flight from prosecution for the Speaker of the House?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is not a scumbag like Ilhan Omar. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did say that.
Hey, come on.
Right there, I think it shows the shadiness.
Oh, yeah.
Sir, when securing a non-disclosure order, the risks don't have to be associated.
You think that the Speaker of the House is a flight risk?
The question?
No, this is not your time. This is my time. You think the Speaker of the House is a flight risk? You think he's going to hop on a plane and leave the country?
No. What I was trying to explain is with respect to a non-disclosure order, the risks aren't necessarily associated with the subscriber to the phone. They're the risks to the investigation.
I think
that's a total avoidance of the question. Is he a flight risk or not?
Well, yeah, it's his phone that they got, right? It wasn't like some weird office phone. It wasn't the aide's phone. It wasn't this. It was his personal phone.
Correct.
Who else is going to be using that phone in his personal office or pocket, considering these are all cell phones, other than his wife? I mean, maybe the family dog. They have a really nice dog. I've seen it on the YouTube videos.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he is a good roofer.
Ooh. Yeah.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
That was so bad it stripped the bark off of trees.
Oh.
Dad jokes. Yeah. No, but this just shows me he is caught.
Yeah.
He knows he's caught, and I've seen several of these. You haven't. this is not the first time he gets nailed. to the
I'm
cross.
watching the lady behind him.
Oh, the one in
facial
red.
expressions.
This one right
Yeah.
here.
Oh my gosh. And she is just looking like, oh.
She's
Oh.
saying, what the bleep is
Yeah.
this guy trying to get out of? Because he's nailed.
Well, I mean, I can't tell really if she's part of Smith or part of anything else, but you can tell she is definitely kind of like invested now in what the hell's going on here.
I'm wondering if that's his attorney. Because quite often you have your attorneys right behind you. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
That you were using, this was clearly in reference to Speaker McCarthy, and you were using clearly false information to secure a non-disclosure order to hide from Speaker McCarthy and from the American people the fact that you were spying on his toll records. But I've got more, so let's move on. In May of 2023, you also issued subpoenas for toll records of 9 U.S. senators and an additional representative. Is that right?
In May of 23, we did issue.
You did, and there were non-disclosure orders in conjunction with those subpoenas as well, right?
That's correct, consistent with department policy and
Right.
law.
So again, nobody.
He did subpoenas for phone records on 9 government officials in the Congress.
Oh, to be fair, hold on.
And they were all Republicans. I don't think a single Democrat had their phone records pulled. Every single one was a Republican. Now, either he is going after the biggest corruption scheme in American history, or he is beyond corrupt himself.
Well, hold on. I'm going to play devil's advocate again. How many Republicans, and I'm asking you, the historian here and the political guy, how many Republicans are in Congress?
At that time,
Yes. 200?
no, well, hold on. Okay, in the House of Reps, there's 435 people. In the Senate, there's 100.
Yes.
So,
But they're not all Republicans.
No. So break it down. I have to look it up. I don't know the number of Republicans
Ballpark
there.
it.
I would guess 52 to 53 or 4 in the Senate. I can't remember who had control of the Senate. You had to have at least 218, 220
So
in
we're saying
the House. So
we're
you
saying
need,
250 easy.
you need no, it wasn't that high. You need 218 to have a majority in the House.
Yes.
That's the magic number in the House.
So 218 plus 50.
But it's been, but it's been very close. The 50 that if they had the Senate at the time, which did they or didn't they?
Okay, we're
can't remember.
ballparking here. So you have 50 out of 100, and you have 217 out of 435.
220. Okay, we'll say 220.
So 270 total. Are you telling me that you don't think there are 9 corrupt Republicans in 250 government officials at that highest power? Come on. I will play devil's advocate here and say, depending on who he chose to be those 9 people, there are 9 corrupt Republicans. And I'll bet you $10 there are 9 corrupt Democrats.
Okay, I think you are
At
conflating
least.
two. Okay, I think you are putting together two absolutely independent things. Are there 9 corrupt Republicans somewhere in Congress? Oh, heck yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Are there just as many or probably even more Democrats corrupt?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's what I said. So I'll play devil's
no, hold on. No. Here's where you're wrong. You're going, oh, okay, there's 9. So yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. You're conflating two things. If he was going after corrupt Congress people, wouldn't you have somewhat of an even divide?
No.
He's focused on one part of the government, and this was under the Biden administration. I think you're conflating two things.
Don't get me
that
wrong.
Non sequitur.
Don't get me wrong. I am sure he's absolutely biased against Republicans. But the idea that he went after 9 doesn't change my thoughts. I would want to know what 9.
And they're going to list them.
Okay.
And they're going to list them.
But that's what I'm just saying. Devil's advocate, 9 does not sound like a bad thing. Give me the list of 9.
They were all close Trump supporters.
There you go.
Every single one of them.
Okay.
To my knowledge. Also, one other thing about this guy. He has gone after, in his career that I looked up really quick, about 5 or 6 people. Of those 4, 5, 6 people, one was a Democrat who had bribed money stashed in his refrigerator. It was an open and
That's where
shut
you keep
case. The other 4 or
always keep money
5
in your
were
fridge.
all Republicans, and I think most of those, the majority, were thrown out after a conviction. They were thrown out because of abuses of power from Jack Smith.
But to be fair, you always hide money in the fridge because if there's a fire, the fridge is the most likely place that the money won't burn.
You know where else it won't burn?
Not in a safe.
A bank.
Well, yeah, but it's Congress. You know it's all legal.
Yeah, that's why you have a mattress.
You would know what you were doing. The
see, those
senators
burn.
would, and the representatives would, and the American people wouldn't know what you were doing. Is that right?
The toll records that we secured in the non-disclosure orders were consistent with policy and
And you knew whenever you were doing that there was a risk you were violating the speech or debate clause. Is that right?
the toll record subpoenas that we secured were with the concurrence of the public integrity.
Your own analysis says that you knew there was a risk you were violating the speech or debate clause. I have it right here. This is an email from John Keller at Public Integrity Section to your team. As you are aware, quote, as you are aware, there is some litigation risk regarding whether compelled disclosure of toll records of a member's legislative calls violates the speech or debate clause in the D.C. Circuit. That's from your own analysis, right?
Now, here's the problem. Let's put
So let
all
me get
the
this straight. Jack says, yeah, we might be doing this illegally.
Well, let's put it all in context. You're going after a political opponent. You're going after a former president. You're spying on the Speaker of the House 16 days after he takes office, plus a bunch of other Republicans. I'm sorry. And you realize that, yeah, we might be breaking the law and this is 4 months before an election.
You know what?
Maybe you need to step back and go, you know what? We're pushing it here.
Well, you know what's interesting? And you've had this with your kids, that aha moment when they finally click and they realize that all these pieces fell together.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when McCarthy, I want to say I was literally like in my parents' garage getting ready to leave or something. And I remember hearing it and thinking, and I remember he said something about there were too many dangers, too many pitfalls, made it sound so dramatic at the time that he was leaving as Speaker of the House and that it was just too volatile. And I was like, come on, you just can't cut the job? Now, this coming out, I mean, yeah, you're being railroaded.
Oh, it gets worse.
There. So you did know, didn't you?
Sir, with respect to the item you just put up on the screen, the last sentence states...
we're going to get to the last sentence.
Okay.
We're going to get to the last sentence.
That's political speech for I'm about to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Then you cite case law in here, quote, the bar on compelled disclosure is absolute. Is that right? Or do you think that you didn't have to abide by that precedent?
To be clear, this statement is not from my office. This is the statement.
This is your justification for those subpoenas and NDOs that you ordered. This was part of your analysis. It's a cursory analysis. I think it's worth noting. But let's get to that last sentence then. Quote, given my understanding of the low likelihood that any of the members listed below would be charged, the litigation risk should be minimal here. In other words, you're using a novel legal theory, which you knew was novel, has never been tested by any court. You're not charging any of these members. Nobody's going to know about it because you issued NDOs. Nobody's going to sue about it, so sue this. So who cares? We're going to do it anyway.
Do you know what a novel legal theory is?
If I remember correctly, a novel legal theory means basically it's like, well, as long as all these dominoes fall into place, we won't have to do anything about it.
No, it's actually quite different. A novel legal theory is a legal theory that has never been tried before.
That's what I mean. It's
okay.
It's like we have this and this and this, and we've never done it. It's never happened. So it's just kind of fiction.
So you're going after a former president 4 months before an election. You are subpoenaing and spying on the Speaker of the House and several other Republicans, and you know you might be breaking the law. But the heck, do it anyway.
We've never done any of that in whole, is what they're saying, is the novel part of it is we've never done any of that in whole, so there's no precedent. But the likelihood of all these dominoes falling into place, allowing it to be prosecuted is slim, because at that point you had Biden in there. It would take somebody like Biden to turn around and say, no, you need to now be held accountable for this. The problem is now Biden has left and people are digging into these things.
I mean, you walked all over the Constitution throughout this entire process.
Chairman, the gentleman's time is
spying
expired.
on members of Congress, and you know it. It's absolutely disgraceful.
The time.
I yield back.
Final thought. Do you want to go first or should I?
I'll let you go.
Final thought. Jack Smith is corrupt as all hell, just from that 5 minutes alone. And this is not the only 5 minutes where it goes really bad for him. Personally, I think he's broken the law. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, he committed treason, and there's only, one big punishment for treason. Unfortunately, it's not treason, but I think that he should be spending the rest of his life behind bars for what he pulled in trying to interfere with that election.
I don't know about rest of his life behind bars. My feelings are definitely as far as disbarred.
Oh, he needs to be disbarred.
Absolutely
Disbarred.
You know, when you push those kind of boundaries, and I'm often reminded of, I wish I could remember who it was that told me this. They said that racing and law have a lot in common. Basically, the only way you win is to try and get away with as much as you possibly can without getting caught. And with that, we'll see you at the next stop.